and welcome to Power Breakfast on Investonomics, an initiative of ICICIdirect. Joining us today is OP Gulia, CEO of SVP Global Ventures Limited. Thank you, Mr. Gulia, for joining us today on the show. Mr. Gulia, talk to us about how the quarter has been. Performance has tremendously improved year on year. You've reported a consolidated net profit of nearly 40 crores for the quarter. This compared to a loss of nearly 60 crores that was reported last year. Income from operations is also up to about 385 crores versus 92 crores in the same quarter last year, right? Signs of green shoots are very visible for the industry. What has led to such a big jump in revenues and, of course, profitability?
Thank you for giving this opportunity to SVP Global. We are grateful to you. You see, the manufacturing industry has been suffering badly due to COVID for last about an year. However, after the first wave, the industry learned its lessons and took a lot of precautionary and preventive measures. And this first quarter of FY22 was also had faced a second wave of COVID. However, the industry was well prepared, and so were we. We were also very well prepared. And if you look at our record, quarter on quarter, we have been sustaining the growth, which started at full-fledged in Q3, Q4 of FY21, and in Q1 of FY22. If you look at our figures or numbers, it shows, and it is there on the plate. What it shows is that in quarter 3, we had posted an 85 crores of EBITDA, which went to 94 in quarter 4, and we sustained this growth continuously in Q1. Normally, if you see, the quarter 4 is better performed in all the industries, and Q1, again, you start from the beginning, and it is little low. But we continued maintaining that momentum, and it is still on. If you look at PAT, rather we improved on PAT. On quarter 4, it was 38 crores, and this time we posted around 39 crores.
Right.
And if you look at our revenue also, in the front of revenue, we have posted a very good 412 crores of revenue, which is generally keeping along with our other 3 quarters.
Right. Mr. Gulia, what do your margins currently stand at, and what's the outlook for that for the rest of the year?
You see, margins over a period of time, the EBITDA has been increasing. In 2017, we were somewhere around 7%. Today, year on year, it is 16.4% now. And if you look at quarter on quarter, in last quarter, the margins were 16.4% on EBITDA, which has now gone up to 22.19%. So in EBITDA, as well as if you look at in the PAT, we have improved from 6.74% in Q4 FY21 to 9.51% this time. So in all the fronts, the margins are on improvement because of various steps which we have taken.
Are we expecting to maintain margins at these levels? Of further improvement can be expected in the next few quarters, just like we've seen in the previous quarters that you highlighted?
You see, yes, because there are various things for that. Margins will be maintained firstly because of the operational efficiency is coming more and more. Whatever said and done, still there were some hiccups because of the second wave. Certain conditional lockdowns were there. Now those things have gone all over the industry, all over the countryside. So the operational efficiency is increasing in terms of workers. It is increasing in terms of logistics. And as well as the markets are opening up, the demands are coming up and all. So all these factors, if you put together, the textile industry is on buoyancy, and you will see in next few quarters the growth coming up, and so is we.
Mr. Gulia, a few months ago, you mentioned how you all have aggressively worked towards improving your product mix towards higher margin products. Can you talk to me about that? What sort of a product mix are you working with? What are going to be the key drivers of growth going ahead as well?
So a few years back, our chairman, Mr. Vinod Pitiji, realized that we have to change from the traditional textile or traditional yarn, which generally most of the Indian industries have been manufacturing. So we went into a compact combed cotton yarn, which is a very high margin yarn. It is the top-notch quality. It has got the highest demand in the cotton yarn all over the world. What we did, our two plants which have come are completely manufacturing this compact cotton yarn. And it is only the south plant which is making a little blended yarn. And today, our capacity is 84%. We are making this compact cotton yarn, which has got a very high margin. And as time passes, we are also trying to improve it almost over 90%. So this product mix has given us huge margins in terms of the PAT and EBITDA, which I just now spoke to you.
Mr. Gulia, I understand that, but help me break this down, right, between domestic and international demand, because I do understand that you also play the export market quite aggressively. Break down the top line for me between local demand and international demand, please. And what's the outlook on the international market as well?
See, how it happens is that the international market, India had the market share of around in third position. China was top in any case, which has around 39% of the market share. However, we are all aware what is happening in China. I'll not go much into the details, but the Chinese share has been going down over a period of time in last 1.5 years. This space which has opened, the gap is being filled up by majorly by the Indian textile manufacturers and all. We got two plants, both are export oriented. The plant in Oman is completely export oriented, and the one in Jhalawad also export up to 70% and caters for the international market. And why we are there? Just because the kind of product mix which we manufacture has got more demand abroad. And when I say abroad, our markets are generally the Turkey, the Pakistan, Bangladesh, Vietnam. These are the giants, and even China also used to take yarn from us. So this is how overall, if I look at it, 100% export oriented, export from Oman, and in India, Jhalawad almost 70%. However, the demand in India also is good. It is not less. Right today, we have got an order book of 5,000 crores, which can sustain us for next 3 years of our production. So there is a plenty of it. Yeah.
And internationally, what does your order book stand at? I believe you work with the likes of IKEA as well. So if you can just highlight your key clientele also, that would be useful for our viewers.
As I said, we manufacture the niche product, and that product has got a huge demand internationally. The top brands have got use our yarn. For example, IKEA, we are the approved supplier to the IKEA, and the top brands supply to IKEA. So our yarn product can be used or is being used by these top brands. And similarly, Jara is another international brand, which is a niche product. And Jara, those who are manufacturing Jara products are using our yarn. So these two, and Inditex in any case is there. So these 2-3 things put together, the top-notch industrial brands have been using our yarn, and that has given us a huge market.
Right. So would it be fair to assume that the top 3-4 clients make up for 80% of your revenue? Is that a fair assumption?
No, that may not be correct, because we got a huge list of this thing, and no individual or no single institute we are supplying more than 5% of our revenue. So it's a well spread out, and our clients are more than 10 years old, and we got a huge, almost around 20 clients all across the world who are our permanent, and another 10-15 clients. So it's a huge spread and well spread across all the countries and all.
That's ideal, right? Because a diversification, of course, is extremely useful. Mr. Gulia, what does capacity utilization currently stand at between your India plant and your Sohar plant as well, across both plants?
Yeah, both the plants are very latest plants. One came up in 2017 and one came up in 2019, started in 2020, we completed it. Both are state-of-the-art plants, and the technology which we installed out there is AI-based niche state-of-the-art technology. So the technology has given us huge advantage in operational efficiencies and all. Along with that, the skilled manpower which we have given us a huge advantage. Put all these things together, today our manufacturing capacity is almost 95 to 98% is the capacity at which we are manufacturing, and the plants are running at that. And that has given us huge advantage.
Any sort of new capacity expansion plans on the cards?
Anyone will stagnate if you don't progress, and the growth is the story. The growth is the mantra for any industry, and so is our industry or our SVP Global. We have been continuously, we go leapfrogging strategy. That means you take a step, consolidate there, and take another step there. So as on now, we have just completed our expansion in Oman with 150,000 spindles and 3,500 rotors. Just about 2 days back, we have just declared the completion of this. This will add huge revenue, and as well as the other aspects, forward integration. We are looking forward to get into the complete value chain of textiles. That is, the garment is the first step, and the vision of the chairman is there to go for the other two processes, that is fabrication and dyeing. So the company has got the plans in future, and we will be expanding, and as well as expanding horizontally and vertically.
So while you're going to do all this expansion, is it going to be, are you looking at any sort of acquisitions? Would you be acquiring, looking at brownfield acquisitions to sort of build the backward and forward integration, or this is going to be through internal sort of organic growth?
No, how the company started. Initially, we started with this acquisition model, but now we are going on our own because most of the industry is not having the latest machinery. So if you acquire, you are going to inherit the old machinery. So our mantra has been to take and to get the best machinery in the world. So we import the state-of-the-art machinery, and whatever plants or expansions we are doing, whether it is forward integration or product mix or something, it is all by our own stuff and all. It is by installing the new plants, installing the new processes and all. So that gives us a better margin than the traditional manufacturing system and all.
Mr. Gulia, of course, all of this is very capital heavy, right? How have you come so far in terms of expansion? A lot of this is internally funded. Is it through debt? And what is the plan for future sort of expansion? How are you going to look? How are you looking to fund it?
You are absolutely right. Actually, textile industry is very capital intensive and it's employment intensive. The manpower requirement is also huge. So when you look at the capital requirement, yes, it's a huge requirement. Today we have got a debt of around 2,367 crores. And we are taking a lot of steps to reduce this debt. And we are looking by March 22, we should be able to bring it down to around 1,700 crores. And this is because of various facts. It is supported by facts when I say so. The first thing is the Oman expansion has completed. That will add to our revenue soon from September onwards and all. That will give a huge advantage in serving these debts and all. Second is the margins which we see our operational efficiency is good. We are having good margins and we are repaying these every quarter, and also that is also bringing it down.
So you're going to be furnishing and reducing your debt through internal accruals. That's a fair assumption.
That's right. And also the placement of the preferential shares, 235 crores of which we did in March. So that is also going on. 56 crore capital inflow has already happened and the balance will come. So that will also help it out. And also we are hiving off our southern facility, which is there, which is using the old traditional machinery and all. So that will also give us a huge advantage in reducing this debt.
When you say hiving off your southern facility, can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Actually, what we thought, we had various options, but what we have now proposed to the board is that we demerge that. So once it is demerged, we will get almost around 290 to 300 crores worth of working capital. And that will help out this side onto the main operations, which will be there under SVP Global.
So that will be split from the parent company, but will continue operations as it is right now.
Right. That's right. We'll continue that way.
Right. Also, just talk to me about what is the sort of outlook that you're working with? What sort of revenue targets do you have internally for the year? What is the sort of growth that you have in mind? How much further from these levels can we expect SVP to go?
Yes, you see, what the main objective is to continue improving on our margins, whether it is the EBITDA margin, whether it is the PAT margin, and all. As you have seen, it is on a growth path. So once you are on that cycle, you continue growing on that. So one of the major objective is to continue improving upon the margins for the revenue and for the profits on PAT and EBITDA. We are also looking at the demand. Now demand is picking up across the world, and all the COVID effects are getting over now. The markets are opening up, malls are opening up, the demand is picking up. Another factor which has come up, which has increased the demand, is the use and throw because of the present pandemic and all. So various opportunities have come up which have increased the demand, and this is what is another objective we are looking forward in future to improve our overall efficiency.
Quantify that. How much? What is the sort of number you're working with internally?
Numbers, it's a difficult question. It is there. We will be almost around 30% improvement will be there what we have today.
I just want to go back to my debt question before we wrap up. What is your debt equity standard right now, Mr. Gulia?
That would be it is around 2.2 in the ratio of 2.2, which we are trying to bring it down and all. We are aware about it.
That's quite high. Yeah.
That's a concern to us, and that's why I told you the measures which we are taking. By that, we will bring it down and all. Yes.
How much should we expect that to be brought down to?
We are looking at by around 1,700 crores or so from 2,300 crores. So almost around 500 to 600 crores in this by March 20.
The debt equity ratio could be improved to levels of 1.
It will come down below 2, I guess.
Right. Also, while that is, of course, on the debt equity side, we've talked about your top line as well. Anything else that you'd like to share in terms of future plans? You've talked about your margins. I want to also ask about cash flow. How does cash flow look? What is the sort of payment model or payment cycle you have with your big sort of buyers? Because I'm assuming these are giants to talk about internationally. The payment terms can be anything but good, right?
International payments are always good because it works on LC. The moment your yarn is delivered, you get your payment. So they are never delayed at all. And Indian operations also, we are not more than 20 days, and at somewhere you stress to 30 days and all, and that's the cycle. So it's cash flow is very smooth and very good. And so are the demands now as they are picking up. The yarn demand is picking up, so that cash flow will further improve because of that.
Product launches lined up, Mr. Gulia? I know you talked about developing technology and working with better tech to improve your product mix, but any new offerings in the pipeline?
Certainly, we are looking firstly at the garmenting, because it's very natural that we manufacture the yarn. We should go to the full length of the complete value chain and all. So the garmenting is coming up. We have already started the initial process. It is the first unit will come at Sohar plant and out there, because we have seen that there is a huge demand of these dishdashas and abayas in the Middle East, and there are no textile industries out there. By one estimate, it is around 50 lakhs per year. And if I took it into revenue, $85 million per year is the demand of these two particular items. And our first target is to go in for this and meet the demand of complete Middle East with this.
Right. It looks very exciting. Good luck, Mr. Gulia, with business going ahead. Hopefully all those targets work out for you. Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice interacting. Thank you.
Okay.